Hello, kindergarten and first graders. We are continuing our Henri Matisse unit, and I just wanted to quickly show you the project that we're going to do, which is a still life. And still life differs from portrait in that it is a picture of something that is not a person or an animal. It is also different than a landscape or a cityscape or a seascape in that it is not a picture of the outdoors, but actually of objects that do not move, hence the word still life. So I'm going to show you how to do the picture of apples. So I'm going to pause for a second and point my camera down. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is draw a series of circles, and the biggest issue little ones have is drawing too small. So you want to think about a circle about the size of your fist. So I'm going to start just in the center of my paper, and I'm going to draw several circles. Now your circles can overlap each other like that, or they can be completely separate. And I'm just going to do a few like this. Okay, now notice that one's not even a perfect circle, and that's okay. The next thing I'll do is make a little smiley face and put a stem coming out. And this is to help distinguish the form of these apples in his still life, okay? The next thing I want to do is draw a big circle that goes all the way around my apples, and mine ran off my paper, and that's okay too. I'm going to draw a second one. I'm distinguishing my plate. Now my paper is about a 9 by 12. If you have bigger, then you might be able to fit your whole entire picture on your paper and have a lot of background. If I wouldn't go too much smaller than 8 by 10 though, because then you're really going to struggle getting your objects in, or they'll be really tiny. Now I'm just going to add some patterns to the background using different lines. We've talked about vertical lines, diagonal lines, horizontal lines, curly lines, zigzag lines, wavy lines. So you can add all kinds of fun patterns to your background. I'm going to continue over here with some of those that I can see. Some of those I will not be able to see. Okay, once you get to this point, you want to take your Sharpie marker and go back over and trace your lines. Now you'll notice that I corrected some of my circles when I went around with my Sharpie just to make them look a little more round. You can do that, of course. Okay, once you have everything traced, I'm going to be using tempera paints to color in my images. Now we want to make sure we are using the colors listed for the apples. So the apples were warm colors like orange, red, yellow, and maybe green. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to wake up all my colors, get the water on them. If you don't have tempera paints, you can use watercolors. If you don't have paint at all, then you can use crayons. Okay, so I'm gonna start, and apples are rarely just one color. So I'm just gonna put a little swirl of a color in each one of the bottom parts of my apple. I'll show you what I mean. Like this, and then I'm going to repeat the green over here again. Now I'm going to go back with a different color and finish up my apple. So if I have green, maybe I'll go into the red and go around and those colors can mix a little. I'm going to go into orange for this, yellow for this red one up here. Where the red and the yellow mix, they make orange. I'm going to go into orange for this one. I'm going to go into green for this one. And I think I'll go into the red again for this one. Okay, now my plate, I think I'll wake up my brown and mix some brown for my background of my plate here. This brown is a warmer brown. It has a lot of red in it. So I'm sticking to my red or my warm colors for my figure or my still life here. So I'm just going to come into there. Okay. Now notice I tried to get all of my white covered up. Now for the border of my plate, I think I'll go into maybe some red for that, just to give it a little different color. Still keeping with my warm colors. Warm colors are red, orange, and yellow. I'm keeping with my warm colors for my still life. Now, for my background, I want to go more towards the cool colors because I want there to be a contrast. That means something different than the warm colors. So I'm going to go towards the cool colors, which is purple, blue, and green. I'm going to start with purple, and I'm going to do all of my inside lines with purple. And then I'm going to go into blue for all the other areas. Like I said, if you don't have paints, you can use crayons or markers. You can use chalks, watercolors, tempera paint. Okay. So this is your still life Henri Matisse apples. I hope you enjoy.